Hi, still Ludmilla Adams here with FashionChalkboard.com, and I'm going to use matte patterns to create a seamless tile in Illustrator, but I'm going to introduce how to use components from Photoshop. So I have a flower open right here in Photoshop, and I'm going to make sure that this is not too big. So I'm going to go to Image, Size, and drop this. You can see it's 300 dpi, but I'm just going to make it 25% of what we see here. And then this is what I'm going to separate from the background. I want to have a transparent background, so it needs to be a PNG with transparency. Let's go ahead and do this slowly. I like to draw my selection here, so I'm going to do a quick mask. I'm going to double click on this symbol, make sure that whatever I draw with is the selected area. In quick mask now I can draw with black. I have a brush, and whatever I draw now, you can see it's red. And you can actually make the color whatever color you'd like, if that's something that you understand better. I like to keep my red. And you can see here this is now a selection, but I'm going to go back to quick mask mode. You'll see quick mask up here in the file name. So then we can just rub over the parts that we want to select. And the great part is, if I rub over an area that I don't want to select, I can swap so that this is white. The white color now, if I use the same brush and I rub over the area that I don't want to select, will pretty much be the area that's not selected. Next to P on your keyboard, I'm using my brackets to make the brush bigger or smaller, and X will swap your colors. So now I'm drawing black, which is my selection. And I can make my brush a lot bigger for this inside here, where there's no details. And I'm just going to quickly go over some of these areas in a fun manner. So whatever is red, once again, will be our selection because I set it up like that. Okay, I'm staying a little bit on the inside, obviously, here. And I have a Wacom graphics tablet, so it's a lot of fun for me to do this, actually. Okay, so a little bit more, and then we're ready to make this into a selection and create a document that we can then put inside of our matte patterns in Illustrator. Okay, all right, I think this is good enough. If you click back onto your icon for your quick mask, you'll get a selection. I'm going to copy this, which is Control and C or Command and C. Control and N or Command and N to create a new document. Photoshop will remember what type of size this will be, so then I can go to background contents and make that transparent and say OK. Now when I paste it, Control and V or Command and V, you can see that it fits here perfectly. And then I can go to File, Save As. I'm going to make this my PNG file. Flower form matte pattern. Okay, non-interlaced. And then I'm inside of Illustrator now. We're switched over. I'm going to go into any of my matte pattern files. I'm going to say open this up, file open. And then in here, we're going to follow these basic instructions, which is turn off the template, make sure you're in clipped elements. And I'm going to go to File, Place. I'm going to go ahead and look for my PNG file that has that transparency. Flower. And when I first place this, I might not be able to see it because it might not be inside of that area. So I'm going to just say select all, Control A or Command A, and then I see that it placed it over here. So then I just drag this into the area where we can actually then see it, which is in the instructions part 3 saying start drawing within the black outline. So once that's in here, we can start playing around with our beautiful flowers. The reason we want a transparency is because if I alt drag this, for example, now you can see how we can see through the background. If in Photoshop I just come in here and I copy this, and typically when we copy and then paste something into Photoshop, into Illustrator from Photoshop, you can see now that I cannot see through anymore. There's actually now a white background. Okay, That happens all the time. Anytime you just go into Photoshop and you say copy, and then you go into Illustrator and you paste it, whatever, even if it's transparent in Photoshop, when you just paste it, it'll translate as white wherever the transparency is. So I'm going to delete this, and we don't have white, we have now transparency. And we can come in here and switch from direct selection to selection and make this smaller with our bounding box. Just pull on that. You can obviously rotate with that. And you can bring in more and more images. So just clean them up inside of Photoshop. Make him a PNG with a transparent background. And then you can play around and see what these different rotations will do for you. Okay, so you don't even have to worry about the repeat because it's done for you. All you need to worry about is the layout and the sizing for you. And I'm just gonna go and have some more fun here. One thing that's nice about Illustrator is that you can also go ahead and go to edit colors, and let's just go ahead, and I have to actually, my links, before I change the color, make sure that it's embedded. So I'm gonna say embed image. So when it has that embedded symbol, then I can go to edit colors, and then adjust color balance, preview, convert, and then you just pull on these, and then you can change some of these colors right inside of your Illustrator file. Alright, so let's do that one more time, maybe for the big one here. And remember, when you put it on the corner, it'll get chopped and repeated. So you have to kind of play with that. And let me just really make a duplicate by Alt or Option dragging this. And then when it's not embedded in my links, so under Window Links, let's go ahead and embed that. And then go to edit colors, adjust color balance, preview, convert, so you can see what you're actually doing. And let's just play around with this. Okay. Couple more to really fill this up. And once again, we can send some of these to the front, send them to the back. Change your rotation of these. You can also temporarily, if something hinders you, lock them, Control-2. Or actually, let's go to Object, Lock, Selection. So I wanted to get this blue little one, and it kept being closed off because the bigger one was on top. And then when you're done playing around, let's export this and then test this. Okay, let's see what this looks like. This looks good to me. One thing that I've showed before is if you want to put a background color, just pick any background color. Just make a big rectangle over the entire area, and then you have to go to Object, Arrange, Send to Back. You can change that color obviously while it's still selected. Okay, and then I'm gonna go and follow the instructions, which is click on your Artboard tool, go to Artboard 2, go to File, Save for Web and Devices. This is my repeat, and I'm gonna go ahead and save this as my test repeat 3. Once I have that, I can then go to File, Open that new test repeat, go and drag that into my swatches, create a box with nothing inside of it, and then use that swatch. You can then obviously go to Transform, Scale, Reflect, any of these, and if you just say Pattern, you get a preview of this in different pattern sizes. Alright, so go ahead and save this as an Illustrator document, and We're going to have some videos in the near future about how to use the pattern inside of our Photoshop documents and how to use it inside of any Illustrator flat sketches, how to create multiple colorways, either the hard way and the easy way. There's different ways to also do this in Photoshop and in Illustrator. I hope you have a lot of fun. I hope you go to madpattern and download this. And then don't forget to share with us on Facebook. Just look for Fashion Chalkboard and then you can put it in your uploads and kind of share with what other people have shared with us. Thank you so much for watching, and there will be more videos, and these are videos that are available through our cat points on fashionchalkboard.com. So if you want to learn more and keep your skills updated and be inspired, come back often and earn some cat points and then unlock some videos.